Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode. I'm so glad you're here. We've got some great conversations lined up today that you won't want to miss. So sit back, relax, and let's jump right in. This is Emma, and you're tuned in to Daily Talk in English.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben, and I'm super pumped for today's episode. We've got something really fun for you, and trust me, if you love Friends, you're gonna love this.
Oh, for sure. We're diving deep into some of the most iconic phrases from the show. You know, those lines that you've probably heard a million times, but never really paid attention to how they're used in everyday conversations. Like, who hasn't used, "we were on a break," or "how you doing," at least once, right?
Totally. Those are the classics, for real. But I'm telling you, there's so much more to those lines. They're like part of American pop culture now. And, I've got to say, Ross, Joey, and Chandler are like the ultimate teachers when it comes to slang and funny sayings.
100%. And it's not just about the phrases themselves, but how they're used. Like the context behind them and why they work so well. Take pivot, for example. Everyone's probably heard that one, but it's not just about the word itself. It's all about how Ross was freaking out trying to move that couch. It's just so relatable.
Exactly. And honestly, that's one of the things that makes Friends so timeless. The situations these characters find themselves in are totally relatable, and that's why these phrases have stuck with us. Like, who hasn't tried to move something and yelled, "Pivot!" in the middle of it? I know I have.
Oh, totally. And the way Chandler delivers his lines is so unique too. I mean, that sarcasm of his, it's next level. Like when he says, "could I be anymore?" It's just chef's kiss. No one else can pull that off.
Oh man, Chandler's sarcasm is legendary. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Or could I be any more in your face? It's like you can just hear his tone in your head when you think about it. And it's not just the line, it's how he says it, right?
Exactly. His timing is perfect. And then Joey. Oh, Joey. "How you doing?" That one is iconic in its own right. It's got that swagger, Like he knows exactly what he's doing when he says it.
For real. And the thing about Joey is he's got this charm where he could say anything and it sounds like the most confident thing ever. But that "how you doing," it's not just about trying to flirt, it's more like a signature move. It's just Joey being Joey.
That's such a good point. And don't forget Ross. He might be the more serious one of the group, but his lines hit hard too. I mean, who could forget, "we were on a break"? That's the ultimate defense mechanism when you're in a complicated relationship, right?
Oh man, I'm still not sure if he was right about that whole break thing. But it's so relatable. Ross was just doing his thing, trying to justify his actions, and it became a whole running joke throughout the show. And honestly, it's one of those lines that people still argue about today.
Yeah, for real. I feel like there's a whole debate out there about whether Ross was right or wrong. But the best part is, it doesn't matter because it's still funny. And that's the magic of Friends. These lines become part of everyday conversations.
Absolutely. And let's be real, we've all used these lines at some point in our lives. Whether you're actually quoting Friends or just using them because they make sense in the moment. They've become part of the way we talk. Like, "I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?" That one? Classic Chandler.
Ah, yes. So Chandler. And that's what's awesome about Friends, right? These phrases aren't just funny. They're a way for us to communicate. They help express emotions, situations, or even just lighten the mood when you're talking to someone. It's a little piece of pop culture we carry with us every day.
Yep, and you know what else? These phrases also help us learn English. You hear them, you pick up the rhythm, and you start using them in your own conversations. Plus, they make you sound like you really know what you're talking about. It's like a shortcut to sounding like a native speaker.
Oh, totally. If you're trying to learn English, using phrases from shows like Friends is such a fun way to sound more natural. It's not just about memorizing vocabulary or grammar rules. It's about understanding how people really talk. And with friends, you get all of the good stuff: humor, sarcasm, and even some lessons on friendship and life.
Exactly. And I think that's why Friends is still such a great show for learners. It's not just about understanding what's said, but also about getting the context behind it. You really start to understand how the characters interact with each other, and how language can be used to express so many different feelings.
I couldn't agree more. And I think we've just scratched the surface with a few of the classic phrases today. But we'll dive deeper into each one of them as we go, right?
Oh yeah, we've got a lot more coming. And we're also going to give some tips on how to use these phrases in your own conversations. It's not just about saying them, it's about saying them right. All right, let's keep going. So we've already talked about some of the classic lines from Friends, but now let's break down a few of them and see how we can use them in our own lives.
Yes. Let's start with the big one. We were on a break. Honestly, this line is legendary. Ross says it so much throughout the show that it's almost like a defense mechanism at this point. But the thing is, it's not just funny. There's some real relationship drama behind it.
Oh, for sure. And honestly, I think we've all had those moments where we try to justify something we did by saying we were on a break. Like, yeah, we might have done something we shouldn't have, but hey, we were on a break, right?
Totally. And it's one of those lines that we can use when we're trying to explain something awkward. Like if you accidentally eat the last slice of pizza or something, and you're like, hey, we were on a break. It just makes everything sound way less serious.
Right? It's like a quick out. But I gotta say, using it in real life can be tricky. If you're in an actual break from someone, you better make sure they know what you mean before you go around saying it. You don't want to end up like Ross.
No kidding. But you're absolutely right. It's all about the context. When you hear we were on a break, it's not just about the words, it's about the situation. That's what makes it so memorable.
Exactly, and that's why Friends is so genius. The characters give us these iconic lines, but it's the situations that really make them stand out. Take Chandler's "could I be any more?" Like, you can't just say that anywhere and have it hit the same way.
Oh, yes. Chandler's sarcasm is next level. Could I be wearing any more clothes? It's funny because it's not just the words, it's how he says them. The delivery is everything.
For real, and that's why sarcasm is such a big part of American humor. If you can nail it, it's like you've unlocked a secret level of conversation. It's all about timing, tone, and making sure you're in the right situation.
Oh, absolutely. And you can't forget about Joey with his classic "How you doing?" It's just Joey being Joey, you know? He's got that charm that just makes everything he says sound so confident, even though half the time it's totally out of place.
Exactly. Joey can say anything and it'll sound like the most confident thing ever. And honestly, it works because he believes in it so much. If you're going to pull off a line like that, you got to own it.
For sure. And it's the perfect example of how language works in real life. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it, how you present it, and how much you believe in it.
Absolutely. And Joey's confidence is contagious. Like, you might be in a situation where you're feeling a little awkward, but if you channel that Joey energy and throw out a "how you doing?" suddenly everything feels less serious. It's all about delivery.
Yeah, I love how it just lightens the mood. It's one of those lines that you can use when you want to break the ice. It's like, hey, I'm here, I'm confident, and we're having fun.
For sure. And I think that's what makes Friends so special. These phrases, they're not just words. They're like little keys that open up a whole range of emotions and situations.
Exactly. And that's why these lines have stood the test of time. It's not just about quoting the show, it's about using these phrases to connect with people, to lighten up the conversation, and to make everything feel more natural.
Yep, and a lot of these phrases actually help you sound more like a native speaker. It's not just about learning vocabulary, it's about picking up on these little cultural nuances. Like when someone says, "That's a wrap," you just know that conversation is done and you're moving on to the next thing.
Haha, exactly. It's like, okay, we're done here. And using phrases like that can make you sound super natural in a conversation. It's almost like you're part of the crew, right? You don't have to think twice about it.
Right? It's all about that rhythm. When you're using phrases like "that's a wrap" or "no biggie," it just shows you're comfortable with the language. It's not formal at all, it's just natural, everyday speech.
And that's what I love about learning through shows like Friends. You get to hear those casual, everyday phrases that people use when they're just hanging out. And that's what makes them stick with you.
For sure, and I think that's what makes Friends such a great resource for learning English. It's real life. It's not textbook language, it's what people actually say. And if you can pick up on that, you're going to sound so much more fluent.
Exactly. And with that, let's move on to some other phrases. We've talked a lot about Ross, Joey, and Chandler, but there are a ton of other lines from the show that are just as iconic.
Oh, absolutely. Like, remember Phoebe's smelly cat? That's one for the books.
For sure. Smelly cat is a whole vibe on its own. But yeah, let's dive into more of these amazing Friends phrases and see how we can use them to sound even more natural in everyday conversation.
All right, Emma, now that we've covered some of the major players like Ross, Joey, and Chandler, let's dive into more of these epic Friends phrases. There's so much to unpack.
Oh, definitely. And we can't forget about Phoebe. I mean, she's got some wild phrases, right? Her smelly cat song is iconic, but she also has a bunch of other quirky lines that just fit her personality perfectly. Like, this is a big deal in her own Phoebe way.
Yes, Phoebe is a whole mood for real. And the best part is, even when she's saying something that sounds totally random, it's still totally Phoebe. Like she just says things that make you pause and think, wait, what? But in the best way possible.
Exactly. And you know what? She's not the only one who drops these random but hilarious lines. Remember when Chandler says, "I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?" I mean, that's the epitome of Chandler right there.
Yes, that one gets me every time. Chandler just has this way of saying everything sarcastically that makes it so much funnier. You can't even take him seriously, but you don't want to, right? It's like if he's not being sarcastic, you feel like something's wrong.
Yeah, right? He's like the king of sarcasm. And honestly, the way he delivers those lines, especially when he says, "Could I be any more?" It's like you just know that whatever follows is going to be pure gold.
Exactly. You could take any line, and Chandler's sarcasm would turn it into something iconic. But that's what makes it so funny. It's not just what he says, it's his delivery. That's what makes it stick with us.
Totally. And what's interesting is that Chandler's sarcasm isn't just for laughs. It's a defense mechanism for him. He uses it to cope with his awkwardness and his insecurities. It's his way of not showing his true feelings, but still engaging with everyone around him.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's why Chandler's sarcasm is so relatable. We've all had those moments where we say something sarcastic to hide our true feelings. Whether it's nervousness or discomfort, sarcasm just comes naturally.
Exactly. And that's why these Friends phrases have stuck with us for so long. It's not just about the comedy, it's about how the characters use language to express themselves. It feels real, even though the show is totally over the top sometimes.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of feeling real, there's another line that always gets me. "I'm fine." You know, the one everyone says when they're actually not fine. Ross especially says this one a lot, right?
Yes, Ross is the king of the "I'm fine" line. He says it all the time, and it's so relatable because we've all been there. You say you're fine when really you're just definitely not fine.
Right? And it's like you know something's up, but they still try to pretend like everything's okay. That's just classic Ross, though. He's always trying to act like he's got it together, even when he's falling apart.
So true. And it's those little moments that make Ross so funny. Like when he says, I'm fine. And you just know he's completely losing it. It's like the show is giving us these tiny life lessons wrapped in humor.
Oh, 100%. Friends was kind of like that. It made you laugh, but it also made you think. And those I'm fine moments, they're relatable because, let's be real, we've all said that at some point when we're not really okay.
Yep, totally. And, another thing I love about Friends is how the phrases help us connect with the characters on a deeper level. It's like you're not just learning English, you're learning about human behavior through the way these characters communicate.
Yeah, exactly. And the beauty of these phrases is that they're so versatile. You can use them in different situations. Take no worries, for example. It's something we hear all the time in Friends, especially from Joey. It's like his way of saying, it's cool, don't stress.
Oh, I love no worries. It's such a chill phrase. It's a simple way to put people at ease. And it's so common in English, but when you hear Joey say it, it just feels like you're really in the moment with him.
For sure. And it's another phrase that works in real life. Whether you're telling a friend not to stress over something or reassuring someone that everything's okay, no worries just fits. It's one of those phrases that's so easy to use but makes you sound super natural.
Totally. And it's phrases like that, along with how you doing or we were on a break, that make Friends feel like more than just a show. It feels like a way to learn about culture, language, and even how we express ourselves through humor.
Right? And that's why Friends has stood the test of time. It's not just about being funny, it's about connecting with people through the way we speak, laugh, and experience life. These phrases are like little bridges that bring us closer to each other.
100% agree. And that's why we're still quoting Friends to this day. It's not just about the nostalgia, it's about how those lines are still relevant. They're not just words, they're part of how we communicate with each other, especially in those casual, everyday moments.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground today with these classic Friends phrases. But before we wrap up, let's talk about the bigger picture here, how these phrases can actually help you improve your English. And, honestly, how fun is it to learn this way, right?
Oh, totally. Honestly, learning through shows like Friends makes everything feel so much more real. You're not just memorizing vocabulary or grammar rules. You're learning how people really talk. And the best part is, these phrases are super easy to use in your everyday conversations.
Yup, for real. And you don't have to be a linguistics expert to sound natural. Just picking up some of these iconic lines and phrases can make you sound like you've been speaking English for years. Like if you drop a, could I be any more, in the right situation, people will think you're a total pro.
Haha, exactly. It's all about using these phrases in the right context. That's the key. If you're watching Friends and you hear Joey say, how you doing? And you think, oh, I could totally use that, then go for it. It'll make your conversation so much more engaging and fun.
Right? And that's what I love about these phrases. They're fun to use. It's not just about sounding fluent. It's about making connections and bringing that Friends energy into your day-to-day. Like, imagine using no worries when someone apologizes to you. It's a way to lighten the mood and show that you're cool with it.
Yep, exactly. And when you throw in those little cultural phrases like, that's a wrap, or I'm fine, or we were on a break, you'll find that people really start to connect with you. It's not about trying to be someone you're not. It's about being relatable and showing that you're a part of the conversation.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's what language learning is all about. It's about connecting with others, expressing yourself, and being able to enjoy those little moments, just like the characters in Friends do. You don't have to be perfect, just be you. And these phrases will help you do that.
Oh, I love that. And let's not forget how much these lines still make us laugh today. It's the humor behind them that keeps them alive. I mean, how many times have we all said, we were on a break when talking about a confusing situation in our own lives? It just never gets old.
Right? And the best part is, we can continue using these phrases for years to come. They've become so much more than just a TV show catchphrase. They're part of how we speak, how we joke around, and even how we handle serious situations.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter how much time passes, these phrases will always have a place in our conversations. And that's the beauty of language. It evolves, it grows, and sometimes it's just fun to use.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And before we end today's episode, I just want to say, if you've been enjoying these little friends tidbits and you want to hear more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
Yes, please don't forget to subscribe, guys, and we would love to hear from you. Drop us a comment and let us know what your favorite friend's phrase is, or maybe a phrase you use all the time that you learned from the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
For sure. We love getting your feedback, and it helps us know we're doing something right. So subscribe, drop a comment, and share this episode with anyone who loves Friends or is trying to improve their English. The more, the merrier.
Exactly. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We had an amazing time talking about Friends and all these iconic phrases. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, guys, this is Emma.
And this is Ben. Catch you next time on Daily Talk in English.
Bye, everyone.